What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for the Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust with the ticker symbol SPY. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So here's the same drawings as I had last week with some minor changes to the chart because I do update this for members daily. So now let's take a look at last week's price action. So last time I looked at SPY was right over here on Friday 11th, or it was actually Sunday, but the candle bar I was looking at was on Friday 11th. You can see that price stopped right at the 443 level. That was prior resistance that could act as support. So we did see a little bounce up, and that also coincides with the channel support, the orange channel support. So there were two supports right there. However, price was finding resistance below the EMA. It couldn't really get above it, and we got rejected price from the 451 level. And we are in this blue downward channel. So it looks like the downward channel is much stronger than the support, and the support broke lower. And now we obviously continue down lower throughout the week. We had an overshoot on the blue channel, and price got really overextended. So that's why we saw a little retracement on Friday. So what can occur now? So this is what can occur now, what I drew out. So I'm looking for a pullback up to the 443 level because it was resistance in the past. We just pushed through it after just bouncing from it slightly. There's a good chance we could come back to it and find resistance for another leg down, because this is technically one leg down. So generally the market moves in twos. So here's an example back here in February all the way to March of this year. There was one leg down right over here. This arrow represents that leg down. And then you can see that price pulled back, and we still saw another leg down. So this is called a complex pullback, and that's what I'm expecting to occur. There's a good chance of it occurring also. So just looking for more downside for the SPY. We didn't really find a lot of support at the orange channel. That was probably just too aggressive. After two large legs up, that's what these two arrows represents. This is one large leg up, two large legs up. You're gonna expect, a pullback. There's a good chance of seeing a pullback after two large leg up, and generally a decent size pullback, because this was a very large move up. So you're going to see a relative size pullback. You're not going to see like a little 10% retracement or maybe in a 15%. You're going to see a nice 20-30% retracements generally for these size moves up. So let's just take a look at that right now. If we do a fib retracement, just to show you guys from the lows to the highs. Let me see if I can find the tool right here, lows to the highs. 382 retracement will take you right to the 417 level. So that's where I think we can go to. We just bounced off the 236, but I'm looking for this 417 level. The 417 level looks like a key level to me because it was acting as prior support in the past, and then it turned into resistance. So it was tested numerous times. So since we just pushed right through it back over here, price wants to come back to that level because obviously I don't know 100% for sure, but a couple of theories is that there are unfilled buy orders right here that want to continue trend up higher. There's a bunch of break-even stops that the shorts are trying to hit. So you could theorize a bunch of reasons why. All I know is this looks like a magnet and is pulling prices down towards it. It's not going to pull prices down in a straight line. It could, sometimes a crash could be that vicious, but this is not looking like that. I think we see a good size pullback to the 440 level in the form of two legs, and then we see another attempt down from the sellers. And let's see if that attempt down gets blocked from this yellow channel support. That's why I have it there. So basically, SPY is in a macro uptrend, but we're seeing a micro downtrend in play. So you just have to wait for this downtrend to be over to continue trend up higher, or if the downtrend is really strong, it might override the uptrend, and then we just look for lower price targets. So price, it needs to stay above the 417 level. I wouldn't say need, like it has to 100% sure it won't go up, but it's a better look for the chart if it can stay above the 417 level on this pullback. If we just rally out of here right now, what I want to see is price get back above the 443 level and hold it. So I want to see something like that, and maybe even 2 times for higher price targets. So that's how I'm looking at the SPY. So right now it's still looking very bearish on the micro scale, still looking very bullish on the macro scale. I'm looking for this downtrend to show me some signs of weakness, or come to a end for the uptrend to resume. So that's how I'm looking at the SPY. Basically, we still continue down during last week. There's a good chance this week might be a relief rally, and then we'll probably still see another leg down. So that's how I'm looking at the SPY on the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart, and you can see that price has 3 consecutive red weeks in a row. We're very close to the EMA. Maybe we do continue down a little bit lower, but fairly shortly, fairly shortly, I'm expecting a pullback to the 443 level. Maybe not even that high, maybe even a little bit higher, but I'm expecting a pullback. It will look something like this for another attempt down to the 417 level. So overall, this is still a very bullish chart. You can see that we had a nice rally from 2020 to 2021. We pulled back, and the next rally just started back here in October 2022. It's targeting the 610 level. So that was a measure move target of the impulse up prior. So it still looks very bullish. Obviously, things aren't guaranteed. We could just see a massive sell-off occur right through the 417 level, and that might change things on the chart. But right now, this is still looking like a pullback. It just needs to slow down, and there's a good chance price will continue higher after that. So a couple of members wanted to look at QQQ, so let's take a look at that chart right now. It's very similar to the SPY. That's why I don't like covering it. There's a couple of differences. First, the QQQ is going to be a lot more aggressive and volatile, and you can see the drop for the QQQ was about 8.3% from the highs to the lows. The SPY was about 5%, 5.5%. So it's a little bit more volatile. The QQQ doesn't look as overextended as the SPY, so that might be a very bearish sign for next week. You see that we're definitely still in this downward channel. It could be a little bit tighter, maybe something like that. That might fit actually better. So it does look like an overshoot, or it could be a little bit wider. I'll leave it tighter because it's fitting better. So let's just say we have this downtrend channel in play right over here. We had an overshoot. Looks like we just saw a little bounce from the support side of this green channel. So there's a good chance we see a retracement, maybe back up to the 369 level, and then another leg down. So if price comes up counter trend to this downward movement weekly, like not as strong, then there's a good chance for another drop down lower. If it rallies right through the 370 level, 369 level, then the uptrend overrides or will influence this macro pattern to fail, and we can see higher price targets. So basically QQQ, same story, macro uptrend, micro downtrend. I'm looking for that pullback to the 319 level though. That was a key level in the past. We just pushed right through it. We didn't really test it for support. So you can see that we just broke right through it right over here. Sellers are trying 2 attempts to come back to it, and let's see if they can get it or not. So QQQ looking very bullish. I don't need to look at the weekly chart. Daily chart will tell me the same story. So this same story again. We have one large leg up from 2020 to 2021. We are in the formation of the second leg up, waiting for a pullback to end, for a good chance for another attempt higher to maybe the 500 level, the high 400s. So that's something like QQQ. So that's all I have for this week, Sunday, and I'll see you guys next week, Sunday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.